Now in calisthenics, we're pretty much all chasing skills. These elite moves that look absolutely awesome and are markers of great strength. The one-arm pull-up is no different, but there is one problem with this chase for skills. And that is that people often skip certain progressions, skip certain exercises that often lead to poorer performance in the long run and ultimately might lead them to never get the move to begin with. So if you've never trained for the one-arm pull-up before, but you want to unlock this skill, or you at least want to get started on your journey towards the one-arm pull-up, I'd highly encourage you to watch this video right here. But for all the intermediate, advanced and elite guys out there, don't click off this video just yet, because that's the entire point of this video. Even though these exercises are beginner exercises, technically, yes, they are really important to keep in your program and to keep leveling up with as you go along with your journey, because these exercises lead to some great benefits, which I'll sum up in the conclusion of the video. So let's get into the exercises. Now, let's say you were to coach someone on how to do the one-arm pull-up. Even if you haven't done a one-arm pull-up yourself, it doesn't matter. What's the first thing they would have to be able to do before they could achieve the one-arm pull-up or build upon to eventually reach the one-arm pull-up? Well, it's one arm hanging. If you're not able to hang from the bar with one arm, how the hell would you be able to do a one-arm pull-up? Okay. It's the exact same thing as with the regular pull-up. If you see someone that's not able to hang from a pull-up bar, how would you instruct them to do a pull-up? You need to start with fundamentals, with the basics. So this is where we start, one arm hanging. Now, if this is too hard for you, I'd encourage you to use either a few fingers for assistance and try to drop them off as quickly as you can, like throughout your sessions and throughout your weeks as you progress. Or if you don't want to use your fingers for assistance, you can use a resistance band or a sling. Any of them work. And then you slowly build up the time, build up the strength, build up the endurance in your arms, so you're able to do a one-arm hang without any assistance. And you might think that, okay, it's kind of meaningless, you're only hanging from one arm, but actually it does quite a few things. If you want to do this properly, you would have an aspect of anti-rotation, right? When you're hanging from that bar, although there might be, at least in the beginning, a lot of swing, you want to get to a point where you're aware of that swing and where you're able to actually actively prevent it. So we're using anti-rotation, and just holding onto the bar with one arm is improving our grip strength, which is a great thing for one-arm pull-up training. Now, once you're able to hang off of the bar with one arm for a few seconds, I would do one-arm scapular pull-ups. So being able to hang from one arm in a sort of dead hang, but then properly activate your scapulars and get your shoulders in a nice, stable and safe position, so that if you were to do a one-arm pull-up from here, it wouldn't have catastrophic consequences on your shoulders and your future performance. And from here, you can take it to wherever you want to. I mean, I'll make videos about other exercises, and I already have put out a few. Check out my playlist on the channel, by the way, a little plug there. But from here, you could either go from the scapular shrugs once you're activated to slowly doing small fragments of the entire movement. So for example, from 0 to 90 degrees and try to lock off, or you could just do as far as you come. And here you slowly want to put other things into the equation, like how you are initializing the movement, at what angle you're standing relative to the bar, how you're contracting and how your body is sort of, well, how your limbs are moving relative to the bar as you progress up towards it. But those things are covered in later stages. Let me know if you want videos about those things, but there are a lot of different aspects to that further on, right? But in the beginning, you need to simply hang, and you need to know how to activate your shoulders in a safe way so that you're ready to go towards the bar. And those are pretty much the basics. You don't need a whole lot more, but that's the entire point. You need to build up slowly and steadily. Very few of us are used to hanging from one arm or to do any sort of unilateral work, so it will take time, but these are great places to start, with simply hanging from one arm and being able to activate it with a scapular pull-up from still one arm. So to neatly sum up the benefits, what you get from this one arm hanging and from one arm scapular pull-ups is that you teach your shoulder to be stable, to lock into place, to have a good foundation for when you'll be curling your body weight up in the future towards that one-arm pull-up, right? So shoulder stability, which is really important for shoulder health and to prevent injuries. And other benefits include better grip strength, more endurance, just generally stronger and tougher hands, and the ability to initiate the movement properly, right? Because everything starts there. From a sort of dead hang to a tucked and properly sort of shrugged shoulder, a properly stabilized shoulder before you eventually move into the one-arm pull-up. And for more elite and advanced athletes, I'd recommend just building upon these exercises, either adding weight or being able to hold certain positions for longer periods of time, right? Why be able to hold the bar for only like 10 seconds if you can build up to half a minute, or even more, right? The stronger you are, the more easily it will be to do the one-arm pull-up. Plus, these things also carry over to other training disciplines, maybe other skills within calisthenics, or maybe things such as climbing or gymnastics or parkour, freestyle, all of these things that might be awesome to explore as well. At the end of the day, the goal is also to become more functional and to be able to use our bodies in more ways than before. So these are great things to keep in mind as you go forward with this as well. But without further ado, thanks for watching. And also, if you are working towards your one-arm pull-up, I'd highly recommend watching this video right here about isometric holds, which I'll advance from basic, hanging, and from scapular shrugs. There are other things as well, but I definitely think that this is a good stage to get to sooner rather than later. And another video perhaps for the more advanced of you, or really for anyone as a one-arm pull-up mindset, I think this video is really valuable. So check them out, and as always, remember to keep on training, train what you love, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you guys.